All right. Rob Cesternino here with woman of many names that
Yes.
some people call her Sophie S. They call her Yellow Sophie.
Oh
Sophie
yeah.
Segretti is
Yeah.
here. And Sophie, I have been looking forward to talking to you all day today because I feel like that what happened to you was interesting. I was thinking about it this
Mm.
morning. I feel like that you are a rare Survivor player, that you went to that tribal council and I feel like that there were two different groups of people that betrayed you on that vote.
Yes, I don't know if you saw it on my face, but that was like an old school blindside. I had no idea it was coming. And yeah, at 7 to be a unanimous vote out was a little crazy that I united these two warring factions against me. So I guess I'll take it as a compliment that I could bring together, old Uli and old Hina.
Yeah,
Uh but yeah, that was an interesting gameplay from those sides.
because you had the plan that you were really working on to try to get Savannah
Hmm.
out of the game, but you also were stringing along, Savannah and Rizzo
Yeah,
and thought that they were going to be going along with your plan,
right.
which ultimately didn't. And they both said, "Okay, we're all just going to vote with the House and take out
Yeah.
Sophie." So I guess let's talk about your relationship with Sage because I feel like that it was
Hmm.
a big part of the story, and
Yeah.
maybe not until last night's episode did we really start to explore how close you and Sage were.
Yeah, definitely. I think like if we like the reason for the reason that I wanted Jawan to go when we were picking between the flippers and Soph and Savannah kind of left it up to me to choose was because Sage and I had built such a strong relationship. It started after the first tribe, I guess maybe second tribe swap, where we were just like friends. Like I think Sage is great. And then she, yeah, like proved that she wanted to work with me in the MC vote by sharing that like MC had told Jawan and now Jawan had flipped. And we had kind of continued to build yeah, just trust and in sharing information throughout the game. And the other thing that's not talked about is Sage was also an alternate. And so she and I both bonded over that a little bit. And that's can be a tough position to be in. And so to see another like amazing alternate out there with you, yeah, we had a bond going on. And so in voting out Jawan, I think I underestimated how much that would hurt Sage because we were so close. Like it's interesting that the reason I chose to save her was because of our relationship, but that ended up being my downfall because I had hurt her so badly. She wanted revenge. Whereas I think had I voted out Sage, I don't know if Jawan would have taken it as personally since
Yeah.
he and I weren't as close. And so I don't know if he would have been like, guns blazing, let's get out Sophie next.
So when you look back at the final eight vote, which was really you dictated what happened on
Yeah.
that vote in so many ways, you were the person that told Savannah and Rizzo about what was going on. You had the
Yeah.
final say in whether it was going to be Sage or
Hmm.
Jawan. Do you look back at one of those decisions and feel like that one particular of those decisions was not the right one?
Not for the final 8 vote, actually. It's funny because I feel like a lot of people are like, "Why would you have not gotten out Savannah?" And I'll tell you, it's honestly just simple math at that point because had I gone with Sage, Jawan, Christina, and Steven, I'm the bottom of 5.
Yes.
Whereas if I stick with Soph, Rizzo, and Savannah, I'm the bottom of 4. So maybe to a layman, it doesn't seem like that big of a difference. But in Survivor, that
We don't
actually
have
like
laymen that listen to this
we
podcast.
don't have you're right.
Everybody
You know why
knows
4.
you're
You guys
top
know why
four. You're making fire.
yes,
You've been in this rotation for trying to get on the show for
absolutely.
years. You know how to make a fire.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I and not only that, but I knew that those were like being at the bottom of 5, you are the odd man out. Those are 2 duos. Whereas like I know how tight Rizzo and Savannah were. I was kind of hoping, and you see me try a little bit at this most recent episode, trying to think if like could I work Soph? Could we be Sophie squared and like make something happen here? And I think the other thing that really makes me feel sure in my decision of that final 8 vote is that Savannah showed me her advantage, her extra vote, I had a feeling that Christina had an idol. Soph and I check her bag, and I kind of gave her and Steven and Jawan kind of every chance to like clue me into it.
Right.
Sage kind of alludes that Christina might have something, but none of them would bite. And so I just, in Survivor, the way you show that you trust somebody or view them as an actual ally is to share those pieces of information. And so the fact that Christina, Steven, Jawan, Sage even wouldn't just come forth and be like, yo, Christina has an idol. And Savannah was willing to, risk sharing this
But
information
did she tell
with
you she's
me.
a newscaster?
No, she did not. That one
Okay.
she kept from me.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
but
the
I
other
was like,
side, they just weren't that into you. You got
they
that.
weren't that into me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how badly did you end up getting screwed by not
Mm,
so much Steven getting the advantage or
yes.
going out there, but how much did you get screwed by Steven winning immunity?
Extremely screwed. I think if I were to look at my game, like I had become the player where if I don't win, I am going to be on the chopping block. And I was a little bit too confident, honestly, in last night's episode, thinking that I wasn't a threat. But I think Steven winning was the worst thing that could happen because not only did I not win, but he really made sense as another threat. Like he was another credible threat to vote out of this game. Like I think he, Savannah, and myself were kind of all up there. And so the problem was because he was safe, the decoy vote that I was telling to like Rizzo and Savannah was Christina, who, like, all love and respect to Christina, is not really a smart move to get out at this stage in the game. Like,
Mhm.
she's not a challenge threat. She has been on her own a couple times. Like, it would not be a smart move for Rizzo or Savannah. It doesn't make sense for them to get Christina out. And so the only natural option is me. Even Sage, like I think the fact that we didn't have Steven as like a really credible alternative to voting me out would like really played a big part in my downfall.
What did you learn about your vote out last night from watching the episode that you didn't know before?
How quickly Soph, Savannah flipped with Sage. Like I think I'm a stone's throw
You
away
got up.
in the ocean,
Yeah.
washing coconut for them to eat. Um, and they're like, yeah, okay, wait, actually, let's go Soph. Or let's go Sophie. Let's go yellow Sophie. And that I didn't. I guess I thought like it was. I don't know. Maybe this is hubris. That it was like a much harder decision. That people were brewing over it. That Soph was
I
actually
don't know.
maybe
Can
gonna
we do
vote.
it? We love her too much. We
uh,
can't. We can't do it to Sophie.
no, keep her in. Uh, and so yeah, that surprised me. I was like, oh wow, this was blatant. I didn't pick up on any of it.
Yeah. How about with Steven's advantage in terms
Yeah.
of did Rizzo's theory of that he has the vote steal had that sort of circulated to everybody there? Is that what you thought too?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. We were like, it's either, and Rizzo is a survivor savant. He knows all aspects of the game, and so I think he like cited a couple other seasons, but we were like, it's a
Well,
steal a vote.
not Survivor 47.
No, yeah, not Survivor 47, or a block a vote.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's what we were kind of anticipating Steven to have. Um, and because I thought I had Steven on my side for the Savannah vote, I wasn't that concerned about that. But I did have a set, like, I think, had I made it to 6, that's when that really gets to be problematic.
Yeah. Did any alarm bells go off for you that Steven took Rizzo out on the reward?
Honestly, no, just because Rizzo was, I think, he had the merge feast and then he hadn't eaten since then. And Rizzo doesn't eat coconut. And so I think he legitimately went 7 days without food. And I mean, it like that was understandable to me why he did that. I should have given Steven a little bit more strategic credit in that, yeah, like that's a great play because nobody would begrudge him taking Rizzo, but it's also a really smart strategic play to start to build a bridge with somebody who you haven't had a chance to talk with in like that like kind of safe setting.
Hmm. Okay. So in the first part of the game, we didn't hear a lot from you, and
No.
it was a thing for sure.
Yeah.
But then we got to hear plenty from you in the second
Yeah.
half of the game. But was there anything from the first half of your game that you wish they would have shown us?
Honestly, I wish they would have shown a little bit more of like me attempting to build alliances and form relationships because I think while yes, I did not have a number one, I did not have a ride or die. I was kind of like third to a lot of people. Like it was Steven and MC and then Sophie, or like Christina and Alex and then Sophie. So like I was kind of third, but I think because you don't see any of that, it really gives the impression that I'm just on an island kind of fighting for myself, and that yeah, like I haven't built relationships, and that at least doesn't quite feel true to my survivor experience. For sure was not anybody's number one, but I did have relationships, and like at times you see like MC, tell me that Christina and crew are forming an alliance against me, or so on and so forth. And so that I wish had been shown a little bit more, just so I come off a little bit more well-rounded of a player and not just kind of the challenge jock.
But Sophie, you had such an interesting story in the game because that you were very much like gung ho of like, hey, you idiots, what are we doing
Yeah,
here? We gotta, why aren't we taking out Rizzo and his idol? And
yeah.
then you end up like, well, if you can't beat him, join him. And
Join them.
then you end up
Hmm.
flipping. Did you see yourself potentially going all the way with those guys, or did you feel like that it was always just going to be you were going to flip back and get them?
With Rizzo and Savannah, I kind of kept a healthy distance and was like, I will always flip back and try to get them. Savannah, because she's a challenge threat and also played a similar game to me. Like it would be hard to argue against her in a final tribal. And Rizzo, because of his idol. I did think that there was a potential for Soph Squared to work out. Like I did think that Soph would see that Rizzo and Savannah are a little bit close. Like I perceived, who knows what's actually true, that Rizzo and Savannah were a little bit closer than she was. Like she was kind of the third in that trio. And I did think that she would flip, both because Savannah is such a threat, but also as like a resume building move. Like until then, Soph's game has been like a little bit more quiet, a lot that happened on Calais. And so my thought was like, she doesn't want to appear like she's riding coattails. I feel like there is a case to be made here for her to work with me and flip on a Savannah or a Rizzo.
Did you know about Rizzo's fake idol move before it happened at the last tribal council?
No, no, I didn't. And I couldn't believe it because I knew that like we had schemed such that he shouldn't need to play his idol
Yeah.
for Savannah. And so when he got up, no, I didn't know. But that, yeah, that made for a fun tribal council.
Okay. Did you happen to notice that when you were getting voted out, that Jawan was cheering from the bench? Did that catch your attention?
It did not. It did not catch my attention. I also it didn't catch my attention. I was mainly just so like legitimately blindsided. But it honestly doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think Jawan knew that I was the kind of calling the shots on him going home. And we kind of love a spicy jury. So that
Okay.
was fun to watch back. Although Jawan, you don't need to flex when I'm going home. Like you
I just, yeah,
save
I
that for
haven't
when
seen
you win
that
a
from the jury
challenge.
too much. Okay. And then, Sophie, what else do you want to let people know about your time on Survivor that we didn't get to see?
I think honestly, I like, it's funny because I know in today's day and age, challenges are like winning challenges, winning comps, not as important to the game. And so I hope that people can see just the deep strategy that like I flipping on and voting MC instead of Rizzo. I actually think that was the best move for my game. Like, I think even had we had the opportunity to get Rizzo out, then I would have been the bottom of a 7-person alliance who all didn't like me and all didn't want me there.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't know about it. In voting out MC, getting back to tribal, seeing everyone, or getting back to camp and seeing everyone be like, oh my God, Sophie's here. Like, that was the best dose of clarity that my game needed. Had I not had that, I would have not adjusted my game and probably would have been blindsided way earlier in a much less thrilling fashion. So I think I want people to know that I don't regret getting out MC at all. And I think if I could do it again, I mean, it would have been great to maybe have flushed Rizzo's idol, but I'm glad that I flipped to, I don't want to say the dark side, the red side, in that
Yeah.
tribal.
Listen, I thought you were really fun to watch, especially once we got to see your game
Yeah.
blossom in the second half of the game. I thought you're also really great in the confessionals. I thought that
Mm.
your analogies were really on point, and I thought you brought a lot of personality to it. So I thought that you were just a really great addition to the season.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot, especially because we all know the Survivor analogy bar is high.
It's high. It's high. Okay. All right. Sophie, take care and all the best. Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
good talking to you.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.